start with our topic of today, which is how do you start a wellness practice?
How do we start a wellness practice? Shanty. I'm throwing it to you. Right, we've been around this wellness table.
How do you start a wellness practice? We've said it.
Yeah.
You don't need, I mean, the
Keep it
most
simple.
important tool that you have is you.
Sure.
Layer on top of that, keep it simple. So the first question I would say is asking, how am I today? And what do I need?
Yeah.
Because the rest follows that.
Yeah. And sometimes it may take a little time to think about that question. It may not happen all of a sudden. Yes, because sometimes you might not have an answer. So maybe it's just sitting and listening and see what comes up, see what follows from there. Or maybe you just move or take a walk. I don't know. Yeah, whatever comes up. It doesn't have to be a specific order or a specific thing, I think.
Yeah. I always water and rest. Right?
Yes.
You can always
You
lie
get that
down.
consistently? Yeah. Or as often as you can, right? You may not do 80 hours every night, but when
Sure.
can you, right? Or have you stayed hydrated? And I know people have, issues with that and restroom trips and, all of that. That's part of it, right? But you start to feel a difference when you're hydrated. You start to feel a difference when you have good sleep, right? Like that affects how you show up. You were mentioning how do we show up and wear all of the hats.
Oh my God, that's
A good
all
night's
of
sleep
it.
goes a long, long
That's
way,
all of
right?
it.
So for me, hydration
Yeah.
and sleep, like if you can get those as regular into your system, you will see and feel the effects of it in your body, in your skin, in your energy, and all the
Definitely.
things. Yeah.
Sleep is so big. It affects all of our health. Like
it does.
how the heart is beating, how your skin is. It just affects so much. Your organs, I mean, how they operate.
Yeah.
The sleep is the top thing that we should really be paying attention to.
So let's dig into those two.
Okay.
We talked about hydration. What exactly does that mean? Because I struggle to drink water. I mean, I hear this
Same.
time over time over time.
Oh, I heard
How
it.
I struggle with drinking water. So what are some tips? Let's talk about what the goal should be. And how do I find out? Because my goal might not be your goal.
Right.
Might not be your goal. And the difference between like a personal goal and what really is the nutritional
The goal.
recommendation.
Exactly.
So let's talk about hydration and water.
I'm just going to be that person like that rips the Band-Aid off. I'm like, if you can drink a whole lot of other stuff and you can do a whole lot of
This
other
is
stuff.
true. I
that
knew
isn't
she was going to
necessarily
come
good
for
for
us
you.
like that.
Drink your water.
Yes,
And that's just
this
me.
is
Like, I know it's
true.
not easy, but that's just me. Like, it's not rocket science. It's not
Yeah.
like, you got to drink your water.
This is true.
Just like if you got to get up and brush your teeth because you got to go speak in front of some people, or you got to drink your water. Like, it is it's what you have to do to function and to be alive on this day. So I'm not the one to sugarcoat it and try to
Well.
say, try to do this. Like, drink your water.
That's
What
Tierra,
if I don't
y'all.
like the taste?
Who
Can
likes-
I add stuff to it? Am I still getting the water if I infuse fruit in it?
Yes, because I will say, even when I kind of started with my tea, cheers.
Cheers,
You got some
cheers.
tea. I started with some honey. I started with some lemon, and now I don't use either one of those, right? And that's just my preference. And sometimes I do, but my preference, I really have learned that I like just the taste of the herbs, right? But I started there. So I will have grace and say, yes, there was a starting place, and then I wean myself off of it. And so for, as you were mentioning, adding some fruit, or adding, I know there's some other drops and additives, just find what you're comfortable with and what does that for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Well, I do agree with everything you're saying, because if you can drink, we'll find time to pour that Pepsi and drink other things. But if we can replace at least one drink per day. So if you are a Pepsi drinker or whatever you're drinking other than water all day long, you start simple. Maybe the first thing you get up, you have water on your nightstand.
Yep.
Because if I don't drink it any other time, I'm going to drink it as soon as I hit the floor.
Yeah.
So I try to do that. And then when I reach for my kombucha, which is my favorite. So if I reach for that, I ask myself, have you had your water today?
Yeah.
And when you get used to drinking water and being hydrated, you get used to how you're feeling. Your skin is supple, not so dry, so
Yeah.
just a simple practice.
I think I'd agree with you. And this has been something that I've been working on for the past couple of years. I end all my yoga classes with drink your water, because it is just as much an admonition to me as it is to my students. But I fill up a big 32-ounce water bottle, and my goal every day is to drink 2 of those. But this past month, because it's easy to get caught up in the day, I have tried to integrate starting the day off with those 8 ounces of water, with that be the very first thing that I drink, and then letting it be the last thing that I drink at night. Your body uses the resources that come from water, the nutrients. I mean, it uses that to replenish, to cleanse, to remove toxins. So even to your point, if you could start the day with a glass of water and end the day with a glass of water. Now, I've heard several people in a discussion group that we have talk about how, what time should I stop drinking the water? Because I'm not trying to get up all night to go to the bathroom every
That's real.
hour or two and have it disrupt sleep.
Yeah.
But anybody have any thoughts on how you can mitigate that? Because for some people, that's a hurdle.
It is. I would say even an hour before bed for sure. And your body, because all of our bodies are different. Our ages are different. Our hormones are different, and all of that affects, who we are, how much sodium we're intaking.
Sure.
So really, probably no more than an hour before bedtime to start out with as a gauge. If you've been doing it for a while, okay, maybe you can, break that window. And then work your way back. If you notice that that's not enough, then you try maybe, an hour and a half and then 2 hours. And that's the thing about wellness. It's a journey. It's an exploration. And we all are giving suggestions, but really that's the beauty of it,
it's
right?
According to you.
It's according to you and you learning your body. That's the beauty of it. You just develop this intimate relationship with yourself on a different level to really say, I know what my body needs and I know how to attune to it. So to me, that's part of the process of people taking this as an individual journey and saying really learning these things for themselves. But these are definitely good guidelines to give people a starting place. Yeah.
I think I'll add one more thing that I just thought of, because I know during the pandemic for a lot of people, their relationship with adult beverages changed, and then you mentioned kombucha. So just understanding the relationship between those drinks that can dehydrate you, and how if you are drinking them, there's not a judgment on whether that's good or bad, you should or shouldn't, but you definitely should understand that if you're drinking something that dehydrates you, you need to double down on the hydration so that that equilibrium stays within your body.
So true.
And I hate to be a party
one to
pooper,
one.
but even teas, your body starts to filter that out, right? So yes, that is still, you're getting hydration. Tea can be dehydrating because of the caffeine.
And coffee.
And all of that. So yes, they may be made with water, but they are not hydrating. And so just to realize that your body still has to filter, that means, and your body is working. And that is what we're getting away from. So the more closer you can get to the pure form of water, it's a journey, right? So working that way, then that's where you're really giving that body the ultimate rest that it needs to digest, to heal, to do all of those things. So when you add ease to that digestion, that filtration system, that's getting into that flow.
These are good points.
I mean, we just keep building, because we said eases the digestion. Water also helps with all of those functions that your body does, digestion being one of them. So drink your water.
Drink
water.
your water.
I say with a smile.
Water.
Yeah.
So we're starting this wellness journey with drinking water. I think we can dedicate an entire episode to rest. And I mean, I definitely want to. But if each of us could share a thought about starting that rest or prioritizing rest, and maybe why, and then we can look back on this and use that as fodder for our episode on rest?
Well, I'll start because this is kind of a practice for me. Because my mind is like,
Can you do that again?
all,
Right?
Yeah.
all the time, right? And so I have a practice at the end of the night in the evening, 7:30. And I'm thinking of all these things that I haven't done. My to-do list is still huge. I haven't checked off everything. I do like this and I push it away because now it's my time to relax. Now it's my time to just sit and think about nothing. And someone told me before, as you're preparing for bed and preparing for sleep, you have a routine, but maybe you don't know what that routine is. So maybe you pick up a book or something that causes you not to even think about that, you know? And you just, because you're winding down, there's nothing that has to be done at the end of the night.
Right.
Tomorrow is coming. Now I'll just leave it at
And the
that.
creek don't rise.
Yeah.
Right.
Lord willing.
Yeah.
So I'll
Yeah.
just leave it at that because I could go on and on and on.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I will say you have to go to bed or wherever you're sleeping, your domain. And I will just share that for me, I can be laying on the couch all evening and watching TV
Sure.
and thinking I'm relaxing, but my body is still being held or something like that. And I feel a distinct difference from when my body's laying on the couch to when I get to that bed. Then that body really starts that unwinding
needs sleep.
process. Yeah. So for me, I even have to get from the couch, even though I think I'm relaxing and on chill mode, I got to go to that bed. And in
Sure.
that bedroom, I know that, okay, the lights
time.
got to be down. Maybe I light a candle. Maybe I read a little bit. But that's when my process really starts. So for me, I can't just go from the couch to the bedroom and think I'm going to go to sleep because I'm
Yeah.
still holding
It's
so much in my
steps.
body. My body needs to really, really relax. Then that lets my mind relax. And that lets all the other processes begin to unwind as well.
Yeah, I love that.
I do too.
And I am really going to work on practicing what I'm preaching.
Right,
and I
y'all.
think
Right.
one of the things that I hear from both of you is that it would benefit you to be intentional
Oh,
about
yeah.
setting aside that time of rest.
Definitely.
So, as a mom of two, those kids had bedtime, right?
Oh.
You got to go to bed at 9:00. I don't necessarily have a bedtime.
Yeah.
It's like I go when I get tired, but if I become stricter with myself and say, to your point of shutting things down at, say, 10, that's when I begin that routine and set myself up to do the nightly things so that I'm ready for bed at 10 o'clock, and that's my time for rest. Not letting anything get in the way. And I'm going to challenge myself to do that this week.
Yes.
Challenge myself to do that.
Kim, you said something earlier about what you feel it in your body. I think the hydration, right? You see the benefits, and that's part of it. Like, you have to give yourself enough time for you to feel it in your body. So now that I know how my body feels when I get 8 hours of sleep, I know that I have no other choice. Like,
You got to get it.
if that email didn't get responded or people are texting me in a group chat, I am turning
I'll
that
talk
ringer
to you tomorrow.
off. I will see it in
I'll
the
see you
morning.
tomorrow.
Exactly. So it's like, once you get this felt sense of wellness in your body, you won't want to go back to the other side. Like, you just kind of get used to feeling
that
your
way.
best, right? Like, who doesn't want to feel their best? And so the more and more you put these, it's worth it. So that's my encouragement. It's worth it.
It's
I know
worth
it's
it.
hard to get there.
It's worth it.
But
I like
once
that.
you show up every day, you just feel so much different. The day-to-day small things add up. I love that.
I do too.
We're going to let that be part of our parting shout out.